Hey there, beautiful family of light. I just saw a video from another brother of light speaking about new astrologic events and everything being in Pisces right now, Sun, Moon, Neptune, and how this is causing chaos. And I've just been writing about chaos on my Facebook page yesterday. I had such a day of chaos. My head was like so full of everything, so many events, all the people who want to be in your energetic field, and just things like that. So I was guided to come here and talk to you about my personal experience, my personal comprehension of that. And before I start saying a few words from my higher self about this, I want to read you something that I wrote on my page today. This is something I feel is so important right now at this time because, like a brother of light has expressed in his video, he said, it's not just about me, me. It's about everyone's gifts, everyone's creations, everyone's personal truths, and how we are to share them here now in the new age. So I wrote this. I am, and this is the only gift I truly have to share. But sharing my I am does not mean giving myself away to all who desperately seek light and true love these days, in these intense purging times we live in. This never assists anyone, because everyone needs to tune into their own divine light. That is why I always choose to remain on my own path. It is who I am. I am a free spirit of the mountain, a lover of life within creation, and I stand firmly in my divine feminine energy and eternally hold this space. In dealing with my own personal challenges, I never drag others in my space and beliefs, and that is why I always express just my own heart's truth. I do this without the need to convince someone else into anything, and that's why I cannot resonate with people who try to do this to others. I choose to walk my own path with pure people who are without any agendas. We can only truly spiritually grow together in perfect harmony of freedom, allowing ourselves to hold our unique space and vibration. Things need understanding and space to grow, otherwise they die, and we have had enough death energy on this planet. Yes, these were my words today to all of you, and I know there's many resonating because when I posted about chaos yesterday, I had a few responses and people said, yes, thank you for posting this, it's exactly what's happening. These are such intense times, so many people are experiencing this purging, and I also wrote about letting go and expectations today, because truly expectations are the hardest thing to give up. When we have a certain personal agenda or desire that is not coming from the highest energy, just flowing with the divine mind and heart, we might want to become attached to certain results, and sometimes even how other people will provide this for us, how situations will provide this for us. But source is our provider, source is divine love, and no one can take this source connection away from us. Sometimes when I feel that certain people want to convince me other things, other beliefs and their own personal truths, I just feel that this is not coming from a highest space of divine love, because divine love is pure freedom. It does not need any convincing. I had a conversation with a beautiful friend last night, and he said the same thing. He said that through his own personal path, he learned that he is the way he is, and he can only flow, and he cannot convince anyone into anything. He cannot make love come to him. We have to set butterflies free to fly, and we are these butterflies. And especially now in these days of transformation, so many of us are changing and want to spread our wings even further and beyond, what was known to us. So whenever some people, might approach you and try to say, well, maybe you're not seeing things right here, or maybe this is not good for you, or that is not good for you, you have to know that it's just their own personal truth that they're trying to express through them. It doesn't have to be yours. But whenever we do that, we kind of want to take value away from another person, saying, well, my personal truth, I'm more connected to you. That's why you're not right here. It's like a battle of the ego, a battle of the who has a better source connection. People don't do that intentionally. That happens subconsciously. Sometimes we feel we are right, and it doesn't take to be right to love. Love has nothing to do with being right. It has everything to do with being kind, open-hearted and genuine and just free flowing within your own path, and let others have their own and experience in their own. Because what is meant for you, what is meant to be yours, will come in divine flow anyway. It will come back to you if it's meant so. And people still, so many of them, they do not trust the divine plan. They feel if they don't do a certain thing, or if they don't put a certain energy, you know, invest something into that kind of certain thing that they're convinced is the right thing, then, you know, all fails. But in spirit nature, there's no failure. Everything happens for a reason. Every single thing flows. Okay, I will now like to share my own personal experience from yesterday. I went to the dentist. I had a certain very painful procedure, and I'm a very sensitive being. Since always I've felt things so deep, you know, when some people say, oh, you know, this cannot hurt, you know, I've felt immense pain, and I've felt things ever so deeply. So when I came back, I came to my car because, you know, this dentist I have is kind of far away, and I have to drive really long trip, you know, to get there. So I sat in my car and I just cried, and I didn't even cry just because of the physical pain, but there was this immense purging within me, you know, for all that which was going on, all this intensity, you know, all these people writing to me, to, you know, sharing their energy with me, wanting to, you know, drink from my fountain. I just said, enough, you know, enough. Because we need to know that we don't assist and we don't help if we want everyone to see the light. If we want to share light, you know, give our light to everyone, we can just share it. But there are certain boundaries that come along with that this is healthy. And I just saw this video today. It's called She Lets Go. And there's a sentence in there that is so right. I mean, all of the video is very beautiful. And it said something like, you know, she doesn't need to, she understands, you know, like the divine feminine, I felt it was about that. But she doesn't need to be in it, you know. That's compassion. You don't need to be in the certain thing and situation or a drama that someone else is going through. You just have to see it from a higher perspective, hold that space, and know that everything is happening freely and in flow. No pushing, no intervention, no saving, nothing like that. I've been speaking about it a lot this year. So when I was crying in my car, everything came up to the surface. And I got a beautiful answer about releasing at that time through my spirit guidance. Because there's a difference, you know. Crying is releasing, but not all crying comes from the same place. You can cry out of ego, you know, when you push things, you push, you know, when you feel victimized. Oh, you know, I'm so poor, this never happens to me, this is like that. When you cry out of that, out of lack, out of ego, you know, this is not pure releasing. It's still that, you know, attachment to something. There's a different source of crying here. But when you cry from your soul, you know, when tears just flow like a river, not just out of your eyes, through your whole heart, your whole being, you activate such an immense, powerful energy of love. So much love comes through you, you know. I felt this yesterday. I cried before leaving, you know, back to my home. And then again, when I already started driving, I cried again, and it was so intense. And I sometimes have these intense moments because even though I'm not a human being, I'm partially human, and I have emotions, I have feelings, and sometimes they're very deep because I'm very sensitive. And whenever I allow this crying, this releasing to, you know, penetrate through my whole being, I feel such immense love and peace, you know, resulting afterwards. Because when that procedure ended, I felt such serenity in my being. You know, because sometimes things are so intense right now. People say that all over the world, and even myself, I'm experiencing often, you know, so to say, literally people go crazy right now these days. I have some people that are sending me things that I really see they've gone crazy, literally. They don't longer separate reality from illusion. They no longer separate what is real and what is their mind. They got lost somewhere. They got lost there. I don't know what's going to happen to these people. I don't have all the answers, but I literally see people losing ground beneath their feet. And I have compassion and I have understanding, but sometimes even for me it's too much, because sometimes it's like everyone wants to be in the field of love. Everyone wants to drink from the fountain. Everyone wants to go to the lighthouse. But the lighthouse is there to shine, to stand in its full potential of the divine light that it is. Not giving ourselves away. This is our crucial message right now in these intense times. We have to learn how to assist others. Sometimes we feel such deep compassion that we just want to be there for everyone, but we cannot. We need to fully, firmly be there for ourselves. Sometimes we say, no one understands me, no one understands me. They don't. Well, we need to understand ourselves. When we do, we don't need anyone else to understand us. And when that happens, there's a miracle. There are people in our lives just all of a sudden who do understand us. This is how it happens. Whenever you feel the need, someone needs to understand me, no one does. You won't get that. You need to love yourself first. You need to understand yourself first. You need to be aware of the energy in motion through your own body first. So when I was aware in my releasing yesterday, I got this beautiful answer that for people who are these lighthouses, who have this deep, immense love, true love that sometimes people want to migrate towards, and sometimes it's too much for us. When we release that, when we release all that is cluttered around us, all this chatter, all these energies that are not of our own, when we release, there's such an immense ray of light that comes and results from that. And I felt that yesterday. It was intense, but at the same time, it was beautiful. And whenever I get these answers, I feel I'm within this divine flow that it's telling me how things are energetically changing and how we're doing so much light work in that way. Because it's not in our words, it's in our energy, it's in our pure heart. And don't let anyone ever tell you, this is not possible for you, this cannot happen. You don't think well here, I might have better, answer for you. No. No one knows the truth in general still. But we do know our own truths when we connect to our heart, and no one has a better source connection than anyone else. Maybe some are attuned to it better, but no one is less or more here. So we can only truly express truth from our own heart. Do not define others, or what maybe they should open their views better at. Maybe they should think better here. No, they have their own source connection. We need to let them be as they are. This is freedom. And in that space of the freedom, we truly are as divine love embodied. Because I see so many people still speak of unconditional love, but I have to say, so few embody it. So few truly embody it. Be it. Know the laws of unconditional love, which does not give itself away. It just is. And whoever is meant to see that and recognize it within their own self, sometimes through a certain individual, they will open their hearts to it as well. Because we cannot open, gates to others. We can show them the way to that gate, but the vortex is within all of us. So when you are sometimes having these intense moments, too much intensity in your lives, just know that you have the answers, and don't let anyone ever take your dreams away from you. Sometimes people have done this to me, try to do it. They can't because I don't allow it. There's the difference, you can allow it or not. But people who do that, they just don't know. They just don't have that understanding yet. That everyone in their heart, they know their truth. When you connect to your heart, you do. Some still need more of that connection, to be made. But most of us on this path, we know. We might not have the general answer. We have the answers within for us, for our own path. Because whenever someone is trying to tell us, but maybe this is like this or like that, they are only speaking about themselves. So don't take it too much at your heart. Because what happens when we give into that thinking and believing? We stomp on our own dreams. We stomp on our own beliefs of the heart. No one else can do it. They might try to stomp on it, but if we allow it, we do it ourselves. And there were moments in my life that I felt so sad, and I realized that the saddest that I can get is when a part of my consciousness wants to allow that to come over me, over my own template of being, and then I just say, no, this does not go this way. I know. And I know my dreams. They might not happen the way I want it, and the timing that I would want it, from the mind. But they're happening. They're already here. So in this world of chaos, confusion, people saying all kinds of things. It is so important to truly know how to go in our hearts, how to serve as, divine love, unconditional divine love. Truly know its laws, how it works when it just is, and not giving ourselves away. And when we're releasing through crying, some release other ways as well. There's such immense light being triggered from that when it is truly crying from the soul, not the ego. I want this, I want that. Oh, why doesn't it happen to me? But that deep emotion, that is not even an emotion, it's a feeling. It's a divine attribute. Okay, this is my message for today. I haven't been on much lately. I'm just going to go out in nature to have a run. I'm wishing all of you to have a beautiful weekend wherever you are. Stay connected, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Many blessings and love.